Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker, in rising in support of this legislation today. And with a little frustration, school districts right now across the state are beginning the process, and some are far into the process of building their budgets for the next school year. And the fact is that without the passage of this bill, they're going to have to count on less money next year than they're getting now. As a matter of fact, Shelton School District will have to count on and have to budget for $1 million less. The Pasco School District will have to count on $4 million less than they're getting this year. The Kent School District will have to count on $20 million, Madam Speaker, $20 million less next year without the passage of this bill. And that results in real cuts. Cuts to programs that our kids are depending on. Programs for reading, for writing, for math, for after-school programs, for programs that help students to be successful. Without the passage of this bill, school boards will be forced to produce those budgets. Now, I heard in committee there was an argument made that, well, you know, the fact is districts should have known about this levy cliff because it's been on the books for 4 years. And that's true. But we've also made a commitment numerous times in this chamber, in this legislature, that we would provide additional funds to school districts so they wouldn't need to use local levy dollars for basic education purposes. We've made those commitments, Madam Speaker. And as a matter of fact, we created an education funding task force by legislation we passed last year with the goal of making recommendations to this legislature so that on day one we'd be prepared to solve that problem that the good gentleman who just spoke talked about. And you know what happened with that task force, Madam Speaker? We couldn't even come up with a recommendation. We came up with a proposal, but our good colleagues on the other side of the aisle came up with no recommendations, no plan at all. And our colleagues across the rotunda, we heard exactly the same. The fact is, if I'm a parent, if I'm a teacher, if I'm a school board member, I'd be scared because there has been a failure to deliver on our promise here in the legislature. We will solve our problem, but let's not force school districts to produce budgets just as an exercise because we continue to grapple down here. I look forward to those proposals coming from the other side, Madam Speaker, so we can solve this. But for now, let's not put our kids in a horrible situation of seeing on paper the cuts that they'll face next session. Please vote for this bill.